This is a little bit of a different video that I'm making because I just got back from Cayo Cruz last night in Cuba, and I'm in Toronto right now at home, at the safety of my home. I just wanted to share with you what it's like to be at a resort or in an area on the cusp of getting hit with a hurricane. So I flew back on my scheduled flight. I didn't book an early flight or anything. I was lucky enough to have the full week that I planned for in Cayo Cruz. I was at Sanctuary White Sands, and I heard a lot about that resort. That beach it's supposed to be gorgeous, but I didn't get to experience it in its full potential because it was windy the entire week. It was very windy, just sustained winds throughout the day and at night. The water was choppy, but that was, it's fine. Can't control Mother Nature, right? When I first got to the resort, I settled in and then I headed straight to the beach, and obviously I was disappointed. I sat down for a little bit, but it just, just the wind, consistent wind hitting your face. I just got out of the beach and just went to go hang out by the pool. Apart from not a lot of people being at the beach, there didn't seem to be anything different at the resort. All the guests, they were hanging out, they were having a good time. The entertainment was happening. So everything seemed pretty normal. I had a great time. at the resort overall. So throughout the week, again, I really hoped for there to be like a calm day, but there's a hurricane brewing in the distance, and obviously it's going to impact that entire region of the world, right? So it was windy throughout the entire week. And near the end, what started happening was they started to slowly evacuate people out of that region, even though it's not in the direct path of the hurricane. Obviously, it's the hurricane. The winds aren't contained to one specific path. The wind flows, right? So out of precaution, they were starting to evacuate. I believe that Barrowstar next door, they did evacuate. They evacuated, there was a marina, and they evacuated that as well. I don't know where exactly, but yeah. I'm just looking at the storm here on my monitor. And things increasingly slowly got windier and windier and windier. But again, everything went as normal. The entertainment crew were entertaining people at the pool. But the second last day, so 2 days ago, or 3 days ago, I can't remember. But near the end of my trip, they just flat out closed the beach. You couldn't go to the beach, again, out of precaution. The waves were really high and the tide came in. So people weren't allowed to go to the beach at all. There was like a security guard. They wouldn't let you go in and all that. People still enjoyed themselves. I enjoyed myself at the pool, at the lobby, wherever. And also about 2 days ago at the resort, they started to pack up the loungers in case the winds got really bad. But then again, the day after, people started to get the loungers back, but then the workers kept on stowing the loungers away. And also, as of yesterday, from what I heard, they evacuated, or they moved people from the buildings that are closest to the beach to more inner buildings. So they are taking precautions, and that's nice to see. I suspect that they will evacuate that entire area, so that resort and any other resorts in that area in Cayo Cruz and perhaps Cayo Coco sometime today or tomorrow, because the hurricane is about to hit. Again, it's going to be really difficult for you if you're there during that time. You're not going to have fun. It's not going to be a fun time. So I would suggest getting out of there. And as of right now, it seems like Jamaica is getting the worst of it. It's a Category 5. If you didn't know, Hurricane Melissa, Category 5, that's the highest it can go. And they're saying this is the worst hurricane Jamaica's ever seen. And nobody knows it. And also I'm seeing people say that it is going a little bit more west. So when it hits, for example, Cuba, because Cuba's in the path, it's not just going to hit Santiago de Cuba or and Holguin. It's going to go west a little bit to, Cayo Santa Maria, like all the other destinations for tourists. I had my flight at night, and the flight was extremely turbulent, perhaps the most turbulence I've experienced in a flight so far. At a certain point, actually, when it was calm, I went to the washroom, and then the turbulence started really badly to the point where you couldn't even walk. So I was just stuck in the washroom. Yeah, I was just stuck in the washroom for like 10-15 minutes because I didn't want to risk walking to my seat and falling over onto somebody. So I'm just holding onto the ceiling of the washroom, and just what else can you do? Just waiting for the turbulence to stop. And when I got out, the flight attendant just like looked at me. He's like, "You were in there the whole time?" I was like, "Yeah, I felt safer to be in there than walking around in the cabin." He's like, "Yeah, fair. That makes sense." So, but I'm glad, I'm really thankful, thank you God that I came back at the right time, because if I were still in Cuba right now, I would be worried, because obviously, as we all know, their resources are at a fragile state, power outages, things like that. So when you have a hurricane like this go through, and again, it's hard to tell if it's going to stay category 5 or if it's going to go down to 4, 3, or 2 by the time it hits Cuba. I would get out if I were you. If you're in Cuba right now, I would get out. That's my suggestion to you. If you have a trip planned sometime soon, let's say within the next week, I would probably move it forward, because you're not going to have a good time, point blank period. They're probably going to cancel flights. And also, I heard that they evacuated Holguin and stuff, or they are evacuating Holguin. So yeah, it's just everything's up in the air. Obviously, airliners or the vacation companies, they're gonna try their best to minimize shuffling things around as much as possible. So they will wait until they have clear confirmation that people need to be evacuated. But yeah, I would get out. I feel really bad for the Jamaicans. I'm looking at the map, the live map right now, and I'm just seeing a category 5 over Jamaica, and it looks brutal. And the worst part is that Hurricane Melissa, it's very slow. It's like about 2 to 3 miles per hour. It's moving. It's very slow, so it has more time to really cause a wreckage wherever it goes. And I really pray for the locals. I really pray for the Jamaicans. I really pray for the Cubans. I don't know what to say. I really, really pray that they bounce back from this. It's hard to tell how devastating it is right now. Anyways, thank you for watching.